Discipline is not the punishment you fear. It is the manufacturing process that transforms raw potential into operational authority. Let me submit to you today a principle that will revolutionize how you see everything you've been avoiding. The manufacturer never designed discipline as a prison. He designed it as a production line. Every product that comes from a factory must go through a specific process. You cannot skip the heat if you want steel. You cannot avoid the pressure if you want diamonds. And you cannot bypass discipline if you want your potential to become authority in the earth. Here's what religion won't tell you. Discipline is not God punishing you for being human. Discipline is the manufacturer activating the specifications he built into your design. When a car is manufactured, it goes through assembly, testing, quality control, not because it's broken, but because it's being prepared. You have been thinking discipline is about fixing what's wrong with you. Wrong. Discipline is about activating what's right with you. The tragedy of our generation is that we want authority without process. We want influence without refinement. We want the throne without the training. And so we sit on our potential like it's a sofa, comfortable with unrealized capacity, wondering why the world doesn't recognize our greatness. Let me tell you why authority is not given to potential. Authority is given to disciplined potential. The marketplace doesn't reward what you could do, it rewards what you've proven you can do consistently. And that word consistently, that's where most people die. They die with their music still in them because they mistook discipline for restriction when it was actually the key to their release. Stop. I need to challenge your thinking right now because what I'm about to tell you contradicts everything society taught you about discipline. You were raised to believe discipline is about saying no to what you want. That's not kingdom thinking. That's religious thinking. Kingdom discipline is about saying yes to what you were designed for so completely that everything else becomes irrelevant. Let me expose the lie that's keeping you bound. You've been told that discipline means suffering through activities you hate until you become successful enough to stop doing them. That's the first lie. The manufacturer never designed you to suffer toward your destiny. He designed you to be so aligned with your purpose that discipline becomes the natural rhythm of your design. When a river flows, is it being disciplined? No. It's being ITSL. The banks don't restrict the river, they give it power. Without banks, water just spreads into a useless puddle. Discipline is not your restriction, it's your banks. It's what gives your potential direction and force. The second lie is that discipline is about willpower, about forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do. Listen carefully. If you're constantly battling yourself, you're working on the wrong assignment. The manufacturer designed you with internal motivation for your specific purpose. You don't have to force an eagle to fly. You don't have to discipline a fish to swim. When you discover your manufacturer's assignment, discipline becomes natural because you're finally operating in your design specifications. You've been told you need more discipline to become someone you're not. Wrong again. You need discipline to remember who you already are. The manufacturer doesn't see you as you currently perform. He sees you according to your original design. Your lack of discipline isn't a character flaw, it's amnesia. You forgot what you were built for. So you're trying to discipline yourself into someone else's assignment. That's why it feels like torture. The third lie, and this one is deadly, is that discipline is the opposite of freedom. Society taught you that rules limit you and discipline imprisons you. Let me destroy that thinking right now with simple logic. Can a pilot fly a plane without discipline? Can a surgeon operate without discipline? Can a musician play a symphony without discipline? The highest expressions of freedom all require the deepest levels of discipline. You think discipline restricts you? No. Lack of discipline restricts you. Discipline is what transforms your internal potential into external authority. Here's what's really happening. Undisciplined potential is just cemetery material waiting for burial. You have gifts inside you. You have solutions inside you. You have inventions, books, businesses, innovations inside you. But potential without discipline is like a seed that refuses to break open. It stays full but produces nothing. The seed must submit to the discipline of the soil, the darkness, the pressure, the breaking before it becomes a tree. You are refusing the very process that would birth your greatness. I want to challenge your thinking even further. What you call freedom right now, sleeping when you want, eating what you want, doing what you feel like, that's not freedom. That's slavery to your circumstances and impulses. Real freedom is having such authority over yourself that you can produce results, regardless of how you feel, regardless of circumstances, regardless of opposition. That's power. And power comes through one door, discipline. Now let me teach you the kingdom principles that will shift everything. The manufacturer never creates anything without purpose, and he never creates purpose without providing the process to fulfill it. When you buy a product, it comes with instructions. You are a product. You have a manufacturer. And the instruction manual says this: discipline is the assembly line where potential becomes authority. Consider what authority actually means. Authority is not volume. It's not aggression. Authority is proven capacity. When you speak with authority, people listen not because you're loud, but because you've demonstrated you know what you're talking about through consistent results. Discipline is what creates that consistency. Every time you do what you said you would do, you make a deposit in your authority account. Every time you quit, make excuses, or give up when it gets hard, you make a withdrawal. You want to know why you don't have authority in your field? Count your withdrawals. How many times did you start and stop? How many times did you commit and quit? How many times did you make a decision in excitement and abandon it in difficulty? The marketplace is watching. Your family is watching. Your own potential is watching. And it's saying, why should I reveal myself to someone who won't finish what they start? Let me give you the potential principle. Everything God created is full but looks empty. A seed looks like nothing, small, dry, insignificant. But inside that seed is an entire forest, thousands of trees, millions of seeds, forests that could feed nations for generations. All of that is in the seed. But here's the key. That potential stays locked until the seed submits to discipline. The seed must allow itself to be buried. It must endure darkness. It must break open. It must push through resistance. That's discipline. And on the other side of that discipline, authority. That tree doesn't ask permission to grow. It doesn't beg for space. It just takes its place because it went through the process. You are that seed. You're full. You don't look like what you carry. People see your current condition and make judgments. They see your education level, your bank account, your job title, your address. They think they know your value. But they're reading the seed, not the forest. The manufacturer isn't measuring you by what people see. He's measuring you by what he put inside you. And he's waiting for you to submit to the discipline that will break you open so the world can see what he planted. Here's the purpose over profession principle. Your job is what you're paid for. Your purpose is what you're made for. Most people spend their entire lives disciplining themselves for their jobs while their purpose sits undeveloped. You're disciplined about waking up for work. You're disciplined about meeting deadlines. You're disciplined about following company protocols. But what about the dream? What about the book? What about the business? What about the invention? You're giving your best discipline to someone else's vision while your own assignment collects dust. That's not nobility. That's tragedy. The graveyard is full of people who were excellent employees but never became who they were designated to be. They climbed the corporate ladder fast, but it was leaning against the wrong building. When they got to the top, they realized they'd spent their whole lives in the wrong structure. Don't let that be you. Discipline yourself toward your destiny, not just your duty is. Now let me teach you the kingdom citizenship principle. You are not a beggar trying to get into heaven. You are royalty trying to remember your original authority. Think about this. You were manufactured in the image of a king, not a servant, not a peasant, a king, which makes you a king. But here's what happens. You've been living in a foreign land so long you forgot your royalty. You've been thinking like a slave when you were designed to read. Kings don't beg. Kings decree. Kings don't ask for permission to be great. Kings take their place. But here's what most people miss. Every king must first be a prince. And every prince must go through training. You cannot skip the preparation and expect to handle the throne. Discipline is not punishment. It's prince training. It's the manufacturer preparing you to handle the authority he's about to release through you. You want to know why some people get opportunities and can't keep them? No discipline. They get the promotion but can't handle the pressure. They get the platform but can't maintain the consistency. They get the resources but can't manage them. Authority without discipline is dangerous. That's why the manufacturer won't release certain dimensions of your destiny until you prove through the skip line that you can handle them. Let me give you the original design principle. God doesn't see you as you are. He sees you as you were designed to be. Your current condition is not your original design. If a car is dirty, covered in mud, engine failing, the manufacturer doesn't look at it and say, I made a mistake. No. He says, that's not how I designed it. Clean it, repair it, restore it to specifications. You are not a mistake trying to fix yourself. You are a masterpiece covered in dust. And discipline is the cleaning process. The manufacturer judges you by specifications, not current performance. He knows what he built into you. He knows your capacity. He knows your potential. And he's not impressed by your excuses about why you're not operating at that level. He gave you the DESI. Now he's watching to see if you'll apply the disc line to activate it. Here's the death to life principle, and this one will revolutionize how you see struggle. A seed must die to become a tree. It must break open. It must stop being what it was to become what it was designated to be. You are trying to birth your destiny while holding on to your old identity. You can't. Something has to die. And what needs to die is who you were told to be, so you can become who you were designed to be. Every caterpillar must enter a cocoon. Inside that cocoon, the caterpillar doesn't just grow wings. It completely dissolves. It becomes liquid. Everything it was as a caterpillar dies. Then, from that death, a completely new creature emerges. Same DNA, different expression. That cocoon season, that's discipline. That's the dark place where everything you were breaks down, so everything you're designated to be can be built. What looks like death is actually tears. What feels like loss is actually release. The seed doesn't lose its life when it goes into the ground. It multiplies it. But it has to be willing to let go of being a seed to become a forest. You are in a season right now where God is asking you to let go of identities, relationships, habits, comforts that are keeping you in seed form, and you're scared because death is always scary. But on the other side of that discipline, life. Not just life, abundant life, multiplied life, authoritative life. Let me teach you the assignment versus activity principle. Busyness is not productivity. Movement is not progress. You can be active but on assignment for nothing. Many people are working 18-hour days, hustling, grinding, moving fast, building someone else's dream. They're disciplined, yes, but disciplined toward the wrong assignment. Your assignment is not just any problem you can solve. It's the problem only your unique design can solve. The manufacturer doesn't mass produce. He custom designs. There is a problem in the earth that has your name on it. It requires your specific combination of gifts, experiences, perspective, and passion. No one else can solve it the way you can. And until you identify that assignment and discipline yourself toward that purpose, you're just burning energy without building authority. Here's how you know your assignment. It's the problem that bothers you that doesn't bother other people the same way. It's the injustice that makes you angry. It's the gap you see that others ignore. It's the solution you keep thinking about that won't leave you alone. That's not random. That's the manufacturer calling you to your assignment. Now the question is, will you discipline yourself to answer that call? The graveyard warning, listen carefully because this might save your life. The wealthiest place on earth is not Fort Knox. It's not Wall Street. It's the cemetery. The graveyard is full of books that were never written, songs that were never sung, businesses that were never started, inventions that were never created, cures that were never discovered. Why? Because people died full. They died with their seeds still inside them. You have seeds inside you. The world is waiting for your book. The marketplace is waiting for your business. Your children are waiting for your wisdom. Your community is waiting for your solution. And if you die without planting those seeds, you don't just rob yourself. You rob generations. How many people were supposed to be healed by the cure you didn't develop? How many people were supposed to be employed by the business you didn't start? How many people were supposed to be inspired by the book you didn't write? This is not just about you. This is about your assignment. And discipline is what ensures you don't take your assignment to the grave. Discipline is what guarantees you die empty. You give earth everything heaven deposited in you. Let me give you a story. I once met a woman who could sing like an angel. I'm not exaggerating. When she opened her mouth, you could feel heaven in the room. But she never pursued it professionally. Why? She said she wasn't good enough. She said she needed more training. She said maybe someday when her children were grown, when she had more money, when circumstances were better. I saw her 20 years later, still working the same administrative job, still singing in the shower, still full of music the world never heard. And now her voice was older, her confidence was gone, and her window was closing. She disciplined herself for everyone else's dreams, but never for her own assignment. Don't let that be you. Consider the diamond. It starts as cold, black, dirty, common. But when you subject that coal to extreme pressure and extreme heat over time, it transforms into one of the hardest, most valuable substances on earth. The pressure didn't destroy the coal. It revealed what was always hidden inside it. That pressure, that's discipline. You think the hard times are punishing you? No, they're producing you. The manufacturer is applying pressure to reveal the diamond he always knew was inside you. But here's the tragedy. Most people run from pressure. They avoid difficulty. They choose comfort over growth. And so they stay cold. They die cold. They had diamond inside them, but they never submitted to the discipline that would have revealed it. What if I told you that your greatest season of growth will be your hardest season? What if I told you that the very things you're running from are the things designed to promote you? What if Thomas Edison had quit after 999 failed attempts at the light bulb? The world would still be in darkness. What if Walt Disney had believed the newspaper editor who fired him for lacking imagination? Children around the world would have missed the magic. What if Martin Luther King Jr. had let fear silence his voice? A nation would still be in chains. These people had something in common. They submitted to discipline when everything in them wanted to quit. They kept going when results weren't showing. They stayed consistent when critics were speaking. They disciplined themselves toward their design even when circumstances screamed give up. And that discipline, it gave them authority. Authority to change industries. Authority to shift cultures. Authority to impact generations. Now stop. Before I continue, I need to interrupt your thinking. Let me ask you something. And I need you to be honest with yourself. How long will you let laziness disguise itself as waiting for the right time? How long will you let fear hide behind I'm not ready yet? How long will you let comfort steal your destiny? If something is stirring in you right now while you're hearing this, if you feel that restlessness, that holy dissatisfaction, that's not depression. That's your potential banging on the door of your consciousness screaming, let me out. That's the manufacturer reminding you that you were not born to be comfortable. You were born to be consequential. The wealthiest place on earth is the graveyard. And if you're still listening to me, if you're still receiving this word, it's because somewhere deep inside you refuse to be buried there with your music still in you. Something in your spirit is saying, not me. I will not die full. I will not waste this assignment. Good. Because now we move from knowledge to action. You cannot change what you tolerate. You cannot fix what you deny. The first step is waking up to this truth. Where you are is not where you belong. You have been settling. You have been tolerating average. You have been accepting mediocrity as your portion. But average was never your design. The manufacturer doesn't make average products. He makes masterpieces. And it's time you started treating yourself like one. Wake up to the fact that your potential is being wasted. Every day you choose comfort over growth, you make a deposit in the graveyard. Every day you choose excuses over execution, you bury another seed. Every day you choose distraction over discipline, you delay your authority. Now, after you wake up, you must remember. You're not trying to become something new. You're trying to remember something original. Stop building an identity. Start recovering your manufacturer's design. You were not born without purpose. You were not born by accident. Your birth was strategic. The manufacturer had a problem that only your specific design could solve. That's why you're different. That's why you've never fit into normal. That's why conventional paths never satisfied you. You were designed for disruption. You were designed to solve problems, not fit into systems. You were designed to create industries, not just work in them. You were designed to lead movements, not just follow trends. But you won't step into that design through wishing. You'll step into it through discipline. Now comes the hardest part. Decision. Potential without decision is just cemetery material waiting for burial. Knowledge without commitment is decorated ignorance. What separates the graveyard from destiny is one thing: decision. Not emotion, not intention. Decision. Will you die full or die empty? Will you let fear keep your seeds buried, or will you plant them and watch them become forests? Will you keep making excuses, or will you start making moves? This is not about feeling ready. This is about deciding to become ready through discipline. Make the decision today, not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect, not when you feel confident. Today, decide that you will discipline yourself toward your design. Decide that you will be consistent even when you don't feel like it. Decide that you will push through resistance even when it's hard. Decide that you will finish what you start. And then ACT. Find your assignment. Identify the specific problem you were born to solve. Write it down. Clarify it. Then get up and start. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect circumstances. Don't wait until you have all the answers. The manufacturer gave you enough light for the next step. Take it. You were not born to survive. You were not born to just get by. You were not born to be a copy of someone else. You were not born to build someone else's dream while yours dies inside you. You were born to thrive. You were born to be an original. You were born to leave a legacy. You were born to die empty. Stop asking, can I? Start declaring, I must. Stop saying, maybe someday. Start saying, starting today. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Start creating with imperfect circumstances. Stop looking for permission. Start taking your position. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not random. You are a solution. You are an answer. You are a kingdom assignment. The world doesn't know it yet because you haven't shown them through discipline, consistent, authoritative execution. Listen to me carefully. I'm not speaking to who you are right now. I'm speaking to who you're becoming. I see it. Heaven sees it. The manufacturer sees it. The only one who doesn't see it yet is you. But something is shifting right now as you receive this word. You thought discipline was punishment? Wrong. Discipline is the manufacturing process that transforms your potential into marketplace authority. You thought you weren't ready? Wrong. The manufacturer doesn't put seeds in the ground when they're ready. He plants them so they can become ready through the process. You thought you missed your moment? Wrong. You're breathing, which means your assignment is still active. Your birth was not an accident. It was strategic, calculated, deliberate. Heaven had a problem that only your unique design could solve. That's why you're different. That's why you never fit. That's why normal never satisfied you. You were manufactured for significance. You were designed for impact. You were created to leave earth different than you found it. And I prophesy to you today, the graveyard will not have your potential. Your seeds will not die with you. That book will be written. That business will be started. That invention will be created. That solution will be birthed. That song will be sung. That movement will be led. That problem will be solved. This is your hour. This is your moment. This is your season. What you've been carrying inside you, it's time to birth it. What you've been hiding, it's time to release it. What you've been waiting for, stop waiting. You have permission, you have authority, you have assignment. The manufacturer already said yes. Stop waiting for people to validate what heaven already authorized. Stop looking for approval from people who don't even understand your design. Stop asking permission to become who you already are. The discipline you've been avoiding, that's the door to your authority. The process you've been running from, that's the path to your power. The pressure you've been resisting, that's what's producing the diamond. Now go. Go and solve the problem you were born to answer. Go and write the book only you can write. Go and start the business only you can build. Go and sing the song only you can sing. Go and create the solution only your design can produce. So what do you do now? Let me give you 4 clear instructions. Number 1, identify your specific assignment today. Not next week, today. What problem were you born to solve? Write it down. Clarify it. Make it specific. Vague purposes produce vague results. The manufacturer gave you a specific assignment. Find it. Number 2, create a discipline structure that serves your design. Stop trying to copy someone else's process. Your design is unique, which means your discipline structure must be custom. What daily habits will move you toward your assignment? What must you start doing? What must you stop doing? Build your system. Number 3, start today. Not when you feel ready. Not when you have all the resources. Not when circumstances align perfectly. The graveyard is full of people who said, I'll start later. Later never comes. Today is all you have. Take the next step today. Then tomorrow, take the next step again. Discipline is daily. Number 4, refuse to die full. Every single day, make a commitment. I will plant seeds, not bury them. I will release potential, not hoard it. I will give earth what heaven deposited in me. Make that your life mission. Die empty. You were not born to be a copy. You were born to be an original. And the world is waiting for what only you carry. Your children are waiting. Your community is waiting. Your generation is waiting. The marketplace is waiting. Heaven is waiting. Discipline is not your enemy. It's your promotion process. It's the manufacturer's way of transforming your hidden potential into visible authority. Submit to it. Embrace it. Let it do its work in you. Die empty. Leave nothing buried. Give earth everything heaven put inside you. Your assignment isn't complete. It's just beginning.